Alright, so I've been wanting to make a video about myself, but I made a video a couple days ago about dreams, the ones you have when you're sleeping, not the things you want to be, and nobody really watched it. I don't know why. Algorithm, maybe something I said, I don't really care. So I wanted to start this off about how nobody cares about your dreams, like a joke, like a funny pun, like whatever, because I don't think people actually care about your goals, your dreams in life, what you want to be. When you're younger, I think you have more of a chance for people to care, especially if you have loving friends and family. But even some of your family won't give a damn, or they, won't believe in you, tell you to focus on school or something else, working. In my case, I worked. My family didn't tell me to work. I wanted to work because we were broke, and I was like, hey, I need some money. And started working at 13 actually started working earlier than 13 under the table. Probably shouldn't talk too much about this, but it was only for 2 days. And 2 days. And 1 day handing out flyers, and 1 day washing dishes in a restaurant. And then when I was 18, I was a kid, so hopefully they can't bother me for that. But I was 18 when I got my first job, and it was construction. It was remodeling 7-Elevens, and why I went into all these details and got hyper fixated on the job, I don't know, because I wasn't even going to talk about this yacht. This is what I'm talking about with myself. I get hyper fixated on stuff. I get hyper fixated on certain stuff, like that video I made about the dreams. I must have changed the title and stuff 100 times just to see what would work. I get hyper fixated with what's going on with that sometimes, and I think I might live in a hyper reality. I don't know. That's a word I heard recently. Hyper reality. It's pretty much where all these little feedbacks from social media makes you feel like you're living in a different world, like a world over your world, because of social media and all that stuff. Look it up. I'm talking deep stuff. You want to understand? No, I'm playing. That's off of Trailer Park Boys. All right, let me try to get focus here. I'm trying to get focus here because I have mixed feelings about this. I'm a Gemini, so I probably go both ways when it comes to everything. It's I see, there's two sides of everything. I'm that didn't sound good, but anyways, who cares? Because everybody makes a joke about everything. That's the world we live in, and that's why I live in a hyper reality most of the time. I think because I'm always thinking about to start this video off. I'm oh, I gotta say something quirky to freaking so people get sucked in. But then there's the other side of me that's who gives a shit about that? Fuck that, And then so it's I'm torn between this part of me that's that has shit from the internet in my head saying, oh, do it like this, you got to do it like this is good for the algorithm. And then the real side of me that's you don't give a shit about any of that, why give a shit about any of that? Just be who the fuck you are, and if people like you, they like you. If not, alright. But I'm torn about it, because I'm even torn between hopping on here and just talking about myself, or being nobody gives a damn about your dreams, and being either being positive or being negative. But I think you could acknowledge something without being negative, just because I acknowledge a lot of people aren't going to give a damn about my dreams, or most people's dreams. Try it. Try it. Say you're working at a Taco Bell, or you're working like most places, and you want to be something. Try going up to your boss and being like, "Hey, I want to be this," and see how much they give a damn, or see what kind of look they give you, or whatever. And if you're lucky, you'll have a boss that supports you. I mean, I wish we live in a world where I could go up to my boss and be like, "Hey, I want to do this one day," and they would be like, "You know, that's awesome, and I'm going to support you, and I'm going to help you, and perhaps that's just the world I'm living in. Perhaps that's my own hyper reality, right? Or my own made up reality in my head that I think that if I go to my boss and say this, that she's not going to give a damn. Maybe not. I don't know. I would love to hear people's thoughts on this, you know, because I'm kind of alone in it, thinking about this stuff. But I don't think most people give a damn about your dreams. I don't think so. You know, I think they're too busy caring about their dreams or just trying to get through. You know, I think a lot of people have given up on their dreams and are just working and doing what they have to do to pay bills. I'm doing it. But I'm still trying. The problem with me is, like, which direction do I really want to go? What, you know, there's like a mix between this hyper reality, but, you know, sorry for keep saying the word, I just learned it, okay? This hyper reality me and this real me, like, there's a torn between, like, and not even just that, just like, okay, well, I can make a video about this, I can make a video about that. You know, I can make a video about all of it, which is what I'm doing now, because I wanted to try to introduce myself. I was going to hop on here and make a video about dreams, just because the last one didn't do, like, actual dreams when you're sleeping, you know, because the last one didn't do too good, so I was like, I'll show them, and I'll talk about some dreams some more. I don't know. I found the dreams, and some of the dreams I have while I'm sleeping, I feel like I have to keep saying that because people might get confused between dreams and dreams, like goals. But anyways, I find, like, a lot of the dreams I've had are pretty crazy. And I don't think they necessarily mean anything. I think sometimes dreams can mean something, or they could be relating to something. I've definitely had, like, a subject that I was talking about or discussing pop up in the dream somehow, some way. So I get that. Just like I've had freaking ads on my TV pop up. I'm doing an experiment right now where I'm talking about a hemorrhoid on my butt. I don't really have a hemorrhoid, but I'm talking about a hemorrhoid just out loud. In the house, I'll go, my butthole really hurts. And so far, nothing. But I'll let you know if I get an ad for Preparation H or something. Just a little experiment. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think most people don't give a damn about your dreams. And if you live in a world where you have people surrounding you that do give a damn about your dreams and actually support you, don't take it for granted. Consider it a blessing. I am lucky enough that my fiance is nice enough to let me take the time out of our day. Because, look, I've taken a lot of time to try to do certain stuff with not a lot of like output from it. Like, it took me. I have Facebook pages that now I now make some measly little clams off of, to use a Moist Critical freaking quote, but it took 7 years. It took 7 years or more to start making crumbs off these pages. You know, so a lot of time and effort put in without no what is the word I'm looking for? But without nothing coming back. You know, like that was a lot of time away from our relationship and our kids, and I'm doing it right now. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm a man, and I have to do what I feel like is best for, like, our family and my sanity and everything. And sometimes I feel like, well, maybe this ain't the best choice, especially when I do a video and it gets like 4 views. But and other times I'm like, well, if I have the time and it's just for fun or whatever, I'm like, come on here, and it's like, what is it gonna hurt? Especially if they're busy, if they're doing something, I try to find time like that, but it doesn't mean inspiration or the muse, as people have put, is gonna hit at those times. It's hard to be inspirational on a schedule, and I don't know how some people do it. Like when you're famous and you're like, freaking iShow speed or whatever, and you gotta constantly be on all day, especially if you're live streaming all day. And it's like, well, they've grown up on this world, in that world, so maybe that's just them. But I didn't grow up in this world. I grew up in nature. I did get to experience nature. I got to go outside and play. I fell out of a couple trees a couple times. I don't know. We didn't always live in this world, and I think back to I think back to the 50s or whenever television first came out. I think television and movies and stuff like that has been doing this to people for a long time, like making them live in a little fantasy world. And then when the advent, or whatever the word is, of social media came around, and people started posting their best pictures, their best freaking whatever, work on whatever you do on social media. They started presenting that false reality, that hyper reality narrative of themselves. I think most people do it. 99% of people probably do it, or 95% of people probably do it. I never really cared about. I had a MySpace back when you put music on it and stuff like that, and trick it out. My friend knew how to kind of code it, and should have got into that, but I never really cared. I never really cared with having a Facebook, having an Instagram. I still don't post on my Facebook. I just have pages, meme pages and stuff like that I make some crumbs off of. I don't have an Instagram. I have a TikTok now after forever, but I don't usually post anything on it. I try to stay off of social media because I don't care. Everybody I'm friends with on there that I see in person. I don't need to update them on my life or anything. So it's really just a bunch of random people that I don't even know. That's a lot of them. It's I don't know. I think it's sad to some extent because I don't have friends from high school that I still talk to and stuff like that. I'm kind of isolated, but I'm glad on the other hand, because how many people are my age still living in this hyper reality, still living fully in this freaking I don't even know, sandbox or whatever, however you would put it. And I think about people that just live life never really being their self, getting up and going to that job that they don't really like, that they tell themselves they like, or maybe they went to school for it, so now they have to do it. I think about those people one day just being waking up and being what the fuck am I doing here? Who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck am I? And at least I'm going through this relatively young, and it makes me think of Paul McCartney's song, Maybe I'm Amazed, where he's maybe I'm just a man in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Because that's how I feel. I'm just trying to work through it and be myself on the internet for the world to see, because I want people to see who I am, I guess. And I want to I think I want to show that not everybody is like trying to be full of shit, you know, not everybody. And I think the problem with today is we live in a world where people pretend not to be fake. People pretend not, you know, they pretend to be whatever based, if that's the freaking word. I don't even know. I don't even catch up with these words, man. But people pretend to be like real. People pretend, and then they sit there and like talk shit about other people that they say are fake, or, you know, are actually like a animal abuser or whatever. It's like, if people spent the amount of time fucking focusing on their lives and their own selves that they did on everybody online, and whether or not they're real or fake, imagine how much good that would do. But my point is, it's like, I don't think a lot, I want to go live one day and just like have a list of people off the internet and be like, is this person real, fake, fed, what do you think, you know, some kind of form of that, because I don't know, but I think a lot of people, especially the ones that people look up to and for being real or being their self, it's like, it's not really like, you don't see their true side. It's like me, I'm trying to show you like my true side. Like, I'm not trying to freaking fake anything. Like, I'm trying to break out of that. Like, feeling like I have to come on here and talk about whatever, like this and this, because it's news, or I gotta say it this way because that's how the zeitgeist is right now. Like, I'm just trying to be me. And I realize that maybe I need to go and spend some freaking time off the internet. You know, maybe I need to spend some time off the internet, and maybe I just need to focus on my life. You know, I've had a couple of people like comment little things that made me think, like, you know, maybe I should just spend some time, you know, in reality, and get the hell off the internet for a couple days, because it's not going to hurt anyway. So I'm probably going to do that. I want to finish Grand Theft Auto 3. I want to finish Final Fantasy X. I've said this before, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm in a crossroads of what I want to do, and where I want to take this channel, or, you know, where I want to take my life. Because another thing that scares me is, like, I don't want to just focus on my life and then get stuck working at my job or whatever, in a routine, in a rut, or something that feels nice at the moment, and then wake up and be like, well, damn, you should have kept going, you should have tried this, you know, why didn't you do this? So I gotta push myself. I gotta learn how to push myself. I gotta learn how to put my head down and do the work when it comes to like this. I'm fine when it comes to like getting up and going to a job that I don't necessarily love every day and doing that. So why the hell can't I do this? Especially if it's something I love. But like I said, I've had to break out of this hyper reality and get the hell away from what I thought, you know, I liked, and what I thought people would like me for, or whatever, you know, like, I think sometimes we have these goals and dreams in our head, and we don't even know if they're really ours. I guess that's my point, you know. And I'd rather try to do something and people not give a fuck about my dreams, but they actually be my dreams, instead of like trying to be somebody else, trying to have dreams that like have been put in my head through society or whatever, and then nobody gives a damn. Or even worse, you know, becoming famous for all that stuff, and then it's like, it's not what you really want to do. Like, it's not who you really are, and you really don't give a damn about penguins, you know? Like, I mean, who to be honest, like, who could not give a damn about penguins? They're adorable. That was a bad example, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. Anyways, hopefully you guys got something out of that. Maybe I'll stream tonight, maybe I won't, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think anybody really cares about your dreams, and if you're lucky enough to have people that support you in your dreams, don't take it for granted. Appreciate that they do that for you, but also you got to realize that in the end, it's you. It's you that are going to push yourself. It's you that's going to reach that final goal. It's not going to be them. They can't do it for you. And if you have haters that are trying to stop you, don't let them stop you. It's all up to you. You can't sit there and blame them. You can't point your fingers at people like Rocky said and say you're not where you're at because of this or that. It's you. You got to keep pushing forward. Keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. God damn it. I can't make a fucking video about it. Alright, I love you. Take care. Hit that subscribe button if you like this video. And catch me on the next one. Stay safe and take care of yourself. Is that all of them? Yeah. Thanks for watching.